can't accept and ignore. Just kicking down all the doors, guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense. We've got a great way to prove that theory. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable essay. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
We all got a thing that gets us out of bed or keeps us out of it. The thing we live to do, that we do for nothing at all. But don't do it for nothing. Take it to where it means everything. Becoming a leader is a choice. So if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one. Decide to lead.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon? Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. Look to science to solve problems? Wield a microscope to confront global threats. You sometimes dream in code? Become a cyber attacker's worst nightmare. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
What do you expect from that first job out of college? Working your way up from the bottom? Instead, how does this sound? Starting in a guaranteed leadership position with people who look to you for guidance because you're trained to give it and make important decisions in critical situations. Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer. Becoming a leader is a choice not everyone wants to make. Because all eyes are on you. Calling the shots. Inspiring others to follow. In any environment, at any scale. It's not for everyone, but if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon?
Hello and welcome into the ECAC channel. We are coming to you live today, this beautiful Tuesday, to bring you some Valorant action. Of course, we're going to have a very hype matchup in between University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and we're also going to have, I'm blanking right now. Can you help me out, Flater? I'm sorry.
Stonehill College.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say Stonewall for some reason, and I think it's because I'm fixated on the South for some reason. That's just me right now. Flater, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for this Valorant. You know, I talked about this in the backstage as well. Might as well talk about it. I've been casting Rocket League for the past 5 hours, so some Valorant action is definitely needed here. And I want to take a minute to talk about these two teams. Visionary, we got UNCG coming into this matchup with a 5-0 scoreboard right now. 5-0.
Yeah, I mean they're running through it right now. They're looking great.
And we got Stonehill at 1-4, and the one win that they had was of a forfeit. So I would be worried coming into this matchup. But you know, it could also be taken as Stonehill. This is your chance at redeeming yourself. This is your chance to put in that second win on the board here at ECAC.
I mean, you definitely can here, and I think the thing for me personally is the sheer fact that there is no pressure here on Stonehill at all. There's none. It's just like, hey, you know what? We're facing a team that's 5-0 today. We might as well throw everything in the kitchen sink at them. Speaking of the kitchen sink, we're going to go ahead and look at the map pool that we're going to be playing tonight. It's an interesting one because I'm going to be honest with you, Flater. We don't see Fracture a lot here in College Valor, and it's a lot of Ascent. It's a lot of Haven. It's a lot of Icebox. We're actually starting off with Fracture, and UNCG actually picked it.
Wow, you know, it seems like I can just imagine the commentary like, guys, you want a meme? Let's go for Fracture first.
I mean, it could be a meme. It could be the fact that some people are just really good at executing on Fracture. There's a bunch of different lineups you can run. Obviously, Neon, extremely prevalent on Fracture just because of that wall is so useful, especially into getting on B site. And then you see Brimstone all the time, and it's just the reason that those 3 smokes are so important for cutting off those choke points instead of maybe having an Omen or an Asher that can only get 2. So if you're not running Brimstone, you almost have to run double controller.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to have like Brimstone, Viper, essentially very important for this play, and it would be very interesting to see what kind of rosters both of these teams go for. However, I do think that UNCG, since they picked this matchup, they might have a slight edge if we are ignoring their current scoreboard.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it really just comes down to, of course, UNGC. You see them attacking first. We're going to see an Omen and a Viper, so the double controller pick coming in hot. Once again, love to see that. Of course, you're going to see Chamber a lot on this map. The B main control he offers, the A main control he offers off of those initial picks and being able to teleport out are just too ridiculously strong. It really comes down to what initiator we're going to see, right? Because I believe Breach is probably the best initiator that is suited for this map, along with Fade, as far as the intel initiator if you're going to run double. So it's going to be interesting to see where they kind of go with this, because I'm not seeing an initiator on the board that has flashes for Greensboro at all.
And what I'm interested here is Stonehill on the defensive side. I see Phoenix coming in, and Visionary. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, I haven't seen a duelist like Phoenix come into play in a very long time, especially in college Valorant.
Phoenix, since he did get buffed, has one of the best ranked win percentages currently out of all the agent pool, right? Because his flashes are basically unavoidable now. They're extremely quick. They're hard to deal with. The thing is with the curveball, though, however, we don't really see Phoenix still be successful in high-level coordinated play versus, you know, just the ranked meta where you can flash for yourself, get a pick, and kind of move on. And obviously you can heal yourself, which is great. Maybe it was just them kind of feeling the need to have them. We're also seeing the Reyna come out from Qatar as well. So it's an interesting lineup, but you know, at some point you got to roll with comfort picks as well. You know, you're the underdog. It's better to play an agent that you do know than play something you don't just because it's quote unquote meta.
Absolutely, and to be fair, Phoenix's wall does pull in for the Viper wall that they currently are not running. No Viper from Stonehill side. UNCG, it's a pretty classic play here, looking for a B push straight up. One man on the flank could find 2, and look at that, they're already running towards him.
You know, the beautiful thing about Fracture is, even on defense, you're playing offense, right? Because you're actually starting out on the sites and the middle of the map is completely gone. So it's it's always interesting to see. We're going to see Bob kind of swing out here. Priz is just sitting here waiting. He's got a perfect timing if he wants to go ahead and use this. And there is the timing paying off. Bob's going to go down, and that's how we start this off. The Killjoy turret going to be down as well with the Molly coming out. It's looking like solid control right now for UNC Greensboro.
And they already have the slide. Already have the side. Plant goes down. Misaki finds one. XNet does trade out somebody. It's gonna be Pajama nonetheless. Metro. We see him using that one smoke early on. 3v4 situation here. Priz slowly helping back into the side. Doesn't find one. Spamming in, being a nuisance for the defensive half now as they're already pushing in towards side. Does he find one? Priz, it does work out, and there's a second kill going over to Willie. Last man. Does he stick for long? No, he doesn't. First round goes to UNCG.
Well, I got to give props to Misaki. I mean, you're making an impact, right? You do get a pick. You're the last one alive. You have the chance to come on site, and you're the sub for Stonehill. So for him to be the only one that gets a pick that entire round, coming in kind of cold as the sub, definitely good to see there. I'm just kind of, again, I'm kind of worried about their defensive comp here, not having that Viper, not having that really an ability to slow anyone down except for the turret and really maybe a Phoenix Molly. But other than that, I mean, you have a Paranoia, but you only get one of those around, and it's very costly at 300 creds. It's going to be difficult for them to be able to keep Greensboro offsite.
Absolutely, and I feel like in that case they should definitely be going for retakes rather than early peaks, and seems like they have the right idea there. Willie and Jake going right back to the side, but there it is. XG next does find one. It's gonna be Hoshi now. The smoke does come in. It's gonna buy some time. Jake, already vulnerable, will be going down, and it's an absolute blowout here. Dean, I believe, catches 4 players.
I mean, that's the purpose of the anti-eco, right? You buy up Spectres, you buy up heavy shields, you make sure you don't get lucky one shot by, you know, potentially a force buy coming from the other side, and you just steamroll through. It's perfectly executed there. They were able to execute onto site, just take care of business. They don't lose a Spectre here. We have one actually flexing up to a Bulldog. It's going to be Metro for free here. Just going like, hey, I didn't buy last round. Everybody else bought Spectres, so let me flex up to a pseudo rifle. You're going to have Pajama sitting here because they're opting for the util on light shields as well. So it's not even a full and complete buy right now for Stonehill.
Yeah, economy is looking really good from the UNCG side. Now Jake, the flash is evaded, but the Prowler does come in. It's gonna put that reveal in. Not gonna catch much information, but the push comes in from UNCG. Peeking into the side, there it is. Side already under control, and like I said earlier, they gotta play for retakes. Can they make this work? Dean on the Spectre looking as dangerous as ever. Goes the space goes down. Willie finds Bush. Misaki there on the counter. Hoshi finally finds one. The defense has been holding on strong. Do they take the side back?
I mean, that's the question. They do have the sight, but they don't have the flank prepared as Hoshi's able to find one. Here's Bob having to play with the spike. Doesn't aware of Metro there on the side. This is a perfect double swing angle, and the spike plant is pretty much perfect as well. Here comes the alarm bot just to spot one out. It's going to be shot out. The jump spot's coming from behind. Takes the fight, almost gets the spray transfer, goes to the classic, but runs out of time. Priz is going to clutch it up for the attackers, and oh my, Stonehill was close to that one.
All he needed was one bullet, but he did not know what health chamber was at. So he went, I believe he switched up to the classic, even when he had 5 bullets left. Really unfortunate that Stonehill wasn't able to take that one. Like you said, extremely close. They have, it seems like they've been listening to the stream, going for the retakes rather than trying to stop them early on. But things not looking so well, and with another eco coming in, this might just be another round victory for UNCG.
It's definitely looking like it. I mean, they caught 2 free, or they caught 1 free upgrade as well. Obviously, the economy was just fine. It looks like just another rush down A hit. We're going to see how this comes out. A Haunt immediately destroyed. Prowler going to spot out the fade. At some point, you got to kind of mix it up and throw somebody else there. And Willie gets caught with util out, and he's going to be completely removed from play. The early take. Here comes the Viper wall. Priz up here as well. Gets the wallbang headshot on Jake, and they are fully on site again.
And this has been an absolute dominating performance here. The defense nowhere near this. The Vipers are on the offense. They're not even at sight. This is how confident these players are, and they should be. It was already an eco round. They're looking too good.
So I just want to throw this out there. Obviously, second round has to kind of be a force round. 2 flawlesses against eco rounds now for UNC Greensboro. Once with the Spectres, once with the full rifle buy. So obviously a little bit rough. Misaki is going to be looking to get themselves a gun here. It is going to be a full buy this time with full shields up and down the roster for Stonehill. They were quite close on their last full buy, but last time it was against SMGs and one Bulldog. This time they're going up against all rifles. We're going to see what they can do here with another potential retake, but it's looking like we're going to have a split push for the first time.
No, I like what I see. Deciding to switch things up. They don't want to go in guns blazing every single time, hoping for the same outcome. You can always expect Stonehill adapting to the plays here, but X-Teen here trying to figure out some early angles, just trying to get some information for his team before pushing right in. There's a lot of slow plays coming in, but the main aim is to take B side again, as Bob does find two. The patient coming in, the ult comes out. Does Bob go down? Yes, he does. Dean being an absolute nuisance to this team. Pajama finds one. Hoshi finds Willie's ult, but it's not going to be enough to put him down. A 4v3 situation here with the attack side completely in their favor.
And now having that second smoke plus the Viper is just so vital here. Hoshi's just able to sit back off site, play their wall, play whatever they need to. They're going to watch this come out. And, oh, actually going to lose that one to Willie. It's now a 3v3 Willie, 5 HP. Pushing up to tower. We're going to see if they can find one here. This is going to be vital. Here's the swing. It's going to be won by Din. And, I mean, the spray down through. Jake's going to get one. Not able to find the second, however. It's going to be a 4K right there for Dean. And UNC Greensboro just looking so strong on this map right now.
Absolutely. And you know, it's moments like these when you feel like the wall through damage is not enough. You just look at the Counter-Strike days and it's like, why did I tag him just for 20 health? This does not make sense. Bush did have the right idea, but the spray not working in his favor. 5 rounds to UNCG, and Stonehill will be getting another eco going their way.
And I mean, let's see if they go 3 for 3 on flawlesses. That's the prop bet right now. If you're in Vegas, it's over under. You know, a solid 125 money line right now for Greensboro to get another flawless round on an eco. As Pajama gonna sneak out a little bit, get tagged up, just a little wallbang damage though, nothing too crazy coming off of their health there as Metro looks to push up here. The smoke is gonna come out, delaying the push a bit, but it's pretty obvious that this is gonna be a B hit, and it's gonna be another retake scenario most likely for Stonehill, as Pajama just up here fighting for their life on 2 sides.
I'm just noticing we got Willie and Jake just pushing in from the flanks. They gotta come in, and they gotta come in quick. They've been taking too long, but look at that great first kill from Pajama. However, putting it back into a 2v4 situation, and if they were only here a little early, they probably would not have been absolutely dominated as soon as they reached any closer. 6 rounds in a row going to UNCG now.
That works.
It wasn't a flawless, I can say that. Pajama was able to get one on B site and get insta-traded out. UNC just looks like they really have a plan for this site right here. I really like that offensive Viper wall as well. Just throwing out, knowing that you have the Omen on the other side to smoke out anything else that's necessary. And you're already cutting off the entirety of the site. I might actually yoink that one because that's a super nice wall for offense.
This is exactly what I was thinking right now. Like, you know what? I've never seen that one because I usually don't run Viper, but when I do, I will be sure to keep that one in mind. As we see another B push coming in from this UNCG side, and they're looking as confident as ever. Just, you know, just putting in those peaks, trying to get some damage and not finding anybody. So Stonehill has been playing a much patient game now.
Yeah, they have to play a passive game. I mean, when you're losing all the opening duels and there's the wall, you completely cut off the sight line, and now you can just run in for free. Essentially, there's only one right now in tower. That's the only stopping point. The paranoia going to come out for the offense as well, as we see us get on site. One's removed from tower, and site's just completely contained. There's the orb as well. Viper's actually going to push through this and try to fight Bob and 3 other people. Maybe a little bit of a heat check, as this is going to be a 4v3 now in favor of the defenders.
Oh, feeling a little too confident there as Stonehill at a bit of a man advantage there, just for a little down to a 3v3. The nade comes in, gonna be pushing back the player just for a little while. Bob finds one on the edge. We see the Omen hiding in the smoke. Does he find him? That's the crucial part. Metro comes in, finds the diffuser, and like I said, this man could be the change, but Willie does put him down to the ground. Stonehill get their very first round victory.
Hey, you love to see it. As that's a little close, buddy. I mean, they're gonna get it with like 3 to go, but that's you need to calm that a little bit sooner. He needs to come and get the spike. You got to secure those rounds early, especially when it's your first one. As you know, Stonehill did a much better job there, though. They utilized their ults. Obviously, you still have Killjoy ult to push them off a site. And the big thing for me personally is with that Killjoy ult, right? You have to either burn the showstopper on it or you're getting no value. Like, it's just, it is what it is. They're going to hold you off of that site. So I'd really like to see that potentially get popped early and kind of delay these very quick hits that UNC Greensboro has had so far.
That, or just go for the breach C ability. That is one way to get rid of the KG assault. However, as of right now, they bring up something different to the field here. UNCG now pushing in towards A side. Early peaks coming on through, not finding anybody, not yet, but Jake has been playing a very confident game. I wouldn't recommend it, especially against a guy like Need, who's looking for another kill, but he does get caught off guard. Borb finds one on the recovery, gets his teammates terrified there.
Oh, but Bush has already lurked all the way up B tower. And are they going to be prepped for this is my question. The Nightfall getting prepped. Nightfall used to try to get everybody out of the site. Spots one, so the Phoenix is spotted. Complete headshot annihilation right there from Bush. They're going to be taking site. It's now going to be a 3v3 retake. You still do have the From the Shadows to potentially get some information on the Stonehill side, but this retake is going to be tough sledding ahead.
Absolutely going to be tough. We have the very same wall coming in from a Viper. This time Viper not around for the retake though, as Priz finds one, looking for the other, gets it as well. And I'm just looking at the gun buddy there. I can make sense why this has been the one side.
I mean, it definitely can be, but I mean, gun buddies don't mean everything, right? I mean, some people can, purchase an account. I'm not saying that any of these players did. Of course, they are coming out with fire and flames, to quote Dragon Force, but it has been something to see right now. Stonehill kind of getting shut down again. It was a very good bait onto A, a lot of initial aggression, burning the showstopper on it as well. And I was honestly surprised that Dean had held on to it as long as he had, because he's 12-3. He technically could have had 2 ults almost by now, by this round, if he would have just burned it a little bit earlier. You're going to see that run it down potentially come into play here as well, as the picks are just coming in already for Hoshi.
There's already a man disadvantage on Jake on the shorty. Can he do much with it? No, Dean. This comes in, guns blazing with the satchels. Finds one. Priz getting another. Pajama on the sheriff. Another eco round. And might be another flawless one in the making. Yes, it is. The 3 flawless rounds. All on ecos for UNCG and Visionary. Like you said, this team is the one to beat here.
Yeah, Flater, they're feeling good. They're coming in. They are undefeated for a reason. We're seeing that right now. Nobody on the team negative by any count or stretch. Of course, Bush coming in with those 6 assists that you expect to see on a Fade player as well. And it really just comes down to right now that the attacks from UNC are just extremely cohesive, and it doesn't look like Stonehill really has a defensive setup at all, minus a KJ. You're running 2 duelists, you're only running an Omen. It's just really difficult to be able to deal with what Fracture brings you, as we see the running back getting extremely aggressive. Gonna find almost no chip damage. Priz is gonna find 2. Bob's gonna trade one back out. The flashes, everything going down in sight right now. Willie's able to get 1. Can he get 2? He can. And somehow Dean is gonna get taken down by Bob as well. It's gonna be a 2v1 to finish this off. Reyna's gonna have about 75 health, and that was just a bloodbath on A main.
Absolutely, and I definitely did not expect Stonehill to take that round, especially with the strat that they were going for. However, flashes after flashes, an absolute blowout, like you said. No better way to describe it. We see Hoshi on the spike trying to make this 1v2 run in his favor. Do they hear the rope? Yes, they do. Borb realizes the position now, switching over to B side, but Hoshi seems like A might be his aim.
A is definitely the aim. It's definitely the idea. The fact is, though, that they've split up on this one, knowing that they have, or they probably think they have a little bit of chip damage to the door. We see Pajama just kind of sitting here, just waiting to hear it. There, you hear the orb. They definitely know they're planting on A currently, and there is the swing from Pajama. Gonna be able to secure it. 2 to 8. You know what? Stonehill can definitely bring this back. They probably need to get 2 more. Fracture is a bit offensive or attacker sided, but you definitely feel more comfortable with an 8-4 going into offense, especially with this lineup, than you would like a 9-3 or a 10-2.
Absolutely, getting those 2 rounds is gonna be necessary, and they have the economy to work with. Of course, if they lose this one, the next round is obviously out of the picture, because the economy is not looking great for some of these players.
I mean, Greensboro is just stacked. You win 8 rounds, obviously 6 of those being in a row. You're pretty much set for the rest of the half. It's just kind of how Valorant works. And especially with Priz not even popping that Tour de Force yet, we haven't actually seen a chamber operate yet at all. He hasn't popped his Tour de Force. He hasn't bought an operator. He's just been rifling and getting massive value out of it.
Yeah, I mean, in a map like Fracture, when you're just dominating the competition, pushing in through, getting up close and personal, you don't need the operator. Spriz finds another one. These guys have not been going for any slow-paced plays whatsoever. It's been rushing in, get those sites, get those plans down, cohesive gameplay, to say the least.
I mean, it certainly is, and I think the main reason for it is they just trust their aim. They're like, hey, you know, we can take this team in aim duels. We're going to do what we can. Willie going to get picked off as that flash isn't successful. The smoke coming out long, 2 trapped by Generator. We're going to see what they can do here. Bob playing a short angle here. I think might have seen Metro's gun. It's not going to matter, though, here, as another smoke is sort of... And the spam and the bullying just commences right now. Bob going to have to find some way to find some value here. And, oh, my, I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Yeah, we do not condone bullying, but that is exactly what it seems like. UNCG, they have been bringing in the fire, like we mentioned earlier. Amazing plays coming in from each and every single one of these players, you know. We got 3 players setting at more than 10 kills. Even then, Bush and Metro, like you said, they have been contributing so much with the kind of utility usage that they've been bringing into the table.
And that utility usage is one of those things that kind of sets teams apart, right? And I mean, I mentioned the fact that you kind of need a double controller setup if you're not going to run Brimstone on this map. And I think you really see that coming into play just because it's really hard for Omen to take care of what's necessary, because Fracture is basically Bizarro world. It's opposite world. You are, you know, pushing from the outsides of the map into the inside versus, you know, from the extremities in. And so that really just causes you to have to smoke more things than you can kind of handle with an Omen or an Astra only having those 2 smokes.
Oh, the feeks coming in from Willie. Goes for the flash. Priz on the operator. Finally, we talked about this before. We had to see it from him, and there it is, the first kill with the op coming in from Priz as the side already where UNCG is taking. Hoshi, even with the spam, putting in some damage points. Jake the dog looking to push in, but can he push in further though? Because it seems like a 5v3 position, it might just not work out for them. Even with just sprays, it seems like everything has been going in their favor. Pajama, can you last for long? Yes, he can. This ult could be devastating. Not for long.
I was about to say that is the prime example of the caster curse right there. That all looked pretty good, and it's gone. I mean, I would honestly though, the only thing I don't understand there for Stonehill is why are you saving that ult when you know they're 5 pushing, you know they're rushing in? Why are you not using that as a way to start a retake, right? Like your comp is super retake heavy on defense because you have, you know, that Phoenix, because you have that Reyna. You have to play off the flashes, you have to play off teammates' utility. You're not using that lockdown to give your team space to actually try to get onto site, and you're holding on to it for 12 rounds. It just doesn't make sense to me.
And it always seems like Stonehill have been going for the same aim duels again and again, even when they know they'll end up with the exact same result. Why? Because that's how good UNCG has been in their mechanical ability. Stonehill not working with the utilities. Like you said, if the ult was popped out a little sooner, they might have had a chance for a much more cohesive style gameplay here. Metro already finding one. We're just at the start of the round, and it's already a 5v4.
It just kind of comes down to being one of those things. And I mean, you can be as aggressive as you want to be, right? When you're chamber, you can just kind of swing that. Obviously, it was coming from the opposite way. Willie's going to get into the smoke here, probably trying to look at to do some damage. But look at all the map control that's already been taken over. I mean, you have one just sitting, basically. They're sitting on spawn. They're just all the way behind. Oh, Jake, no. I mean, that's a great flank, but 2 of them out there already, that's going to be tough sledding ahead, especially with Masaki losing that one to Priz.
Pajama already facing the wrath of 2 of the amazing players from UNCG will be going down. Willie, you can't be spinning that knife for a little too long, as there's a man. Priz coming in, putting him down to the ground. 2 rounds away from victory is UNCG.
UNCG, I mean, not enough can be said. This team is 5-0 for a reason, like I mentioned before, and they are proving to you why. They are bringing Fracture out. They are bringing unique strategies. Like we said, that Viper Wall I've personally never seen before. I think it's genius. They're just really comboing utility well. They're not afraid to take those aim duels. And I know Einstein once said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. But with the way Fracture's kind of set up, and you know how aggressive Greensboro has been, they kind of were forced to take those aim duels because they were going to come to them anyway and do the same thing.
That makes sense here for this team to go for what they have been going for so far. However, like we mentioned earlier, the mechanical ability has been just a little too good for this team, as they already brought this down to a 4v2 here. Wouldn't be surprised if the last two players couldn't bring in much. Bush with the Prowler pushes in, gets the information that he needs, but nobody getting impatient here. Everybody has been playing phenomenal again, and as I say that, they decide to push in. Bush finds one. Can he get the second one? Yes, he can. The answer is always yes. The 3K for Bush, and only one round away from victory.
Yeah, I mean, Bush getting himself up to 12. It's just, I don't want to say a team diff. It honestly looks more like a comp diff. It's just one of those things where you're not setting yourself up for success. And like I said earlier, I would much rather people play comfort picks than play an agent they're not familiar with. But on a map like Fracture, where it is so different, where attacking is so diversified because you can be pushed off the rip from 2 different angles, it just causes that kind of collapse. And I don't think the composition of Stonehill is really able to deal with that. Obviously, we see Pajama doing a great job on Killjoy. She was one of the OGs when Fracture first came out. Everybody was like, yo, her ult's overpowered. It covers all of A site or all of B site. It's great. As Willie, Willie, you're gonna have to do some work here. The flash is good, but Bush still finds the kill, and that's how we open up this round number 15.
Final round here as Hoshi finds one. Pajama trades him out. Trades coming left, right, and center. Down to a 4v2 already. We see everybody just now crawling towards B side, pending doom for Stonehill as all of the players do go down. It's gonna be UNCG taking the scoreline 13-2. And what a game this has been. And like we said, UNCG has been 5-0 for a reason. Make it 6.
Well, and also, I mean, I mentioned earlier as well that we really see certain maps. We see Ascent a ton, right? We're going to be seeing Ascent after this one. We see Haven, we see Icebox or Bind. And the reason really coming into it is having that unique map pick as well just sets other teams back so much further. To be able to comp out and to strat out a solid Fracture, or to be able to strat out a solid Pearl, just puts you just a little bit above, because you don't have to ban those maps. If you know it, you take a couple L's on Haven, you're able to swing it back. And you're like, hey, we can pick Pearl. It's all good. I mean, looking at the ACS, obviously, Insanity, we have 2 players over 300, of course, for UNCG. Hoshi Ryan with a 264 is a Viper. That's pretty darn solid. I think 270 for ACS is like the star player designation as far as the professional teams go. You have 3 people right at that line or over that line. You're doing pretty darn good.
They absolutely are. And I believe we will be having the second round over at Ascent. So one more opportunity for Stonehill to make something against this monster of a team. So we will be right back with the second one. I believe we'll be taking a very short break here. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Valorant.
Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense. We've got a great way to prove that theory. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
We all got a thing that gets us out of bed or keeps us out of it. The thing we live to do, that we do for nothing at all. But don't do it for nothing. Take it to where it means everything. Becoming a leader is a choice. So if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one. Decide to lead.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon? Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. Look to science to solve problems? Wield a microscope to confront global threats. You sometimes dream in code? Become a cyber attacker's worst nightmare. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
What do you expect from that first job out of college? Working your way up from the bottom? Instead, how does this sound? Starting in a guaranteed leadership position with people who look to you for guidance because you're trained to give it and make important decisions in critical situations. Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer. Becoming a leader is a choice not everyone wants to make. Because all eyes are on you. Calling the shots. Inspiring others to follow. In any environment, at any scale. It's not for everyone, but if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon? Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down.
Hello and welcome back once again to ECAC. We're coming into you. I'm Visionary One alongside me, Flater, and we just saw a 13-2 romp from UNC Greensboro, of course, versus Stonehill College. Honestly, Flater, not really a lot to break down from that game. It was just kind of aim diff, util diff, kind of everything diff on the side of UNC Greensboro. And so I wanted to throw it to you to see if you had any thoughts about the last game. Of course, I think your opinions are pretty much the same as mine, though.
Yeah, so the 2 rounds that Stonehill did end up taking was one of them just an absolute blowout with them throwing everything they have in the utility, flashes after flashes, and UNCG, we saw them committing to one side. So if they get more of such rounds, maybe we'll have a bit of a close game. Ascent, like we said, a totally different map, so we might not see as fast of a gameplay from coming in from UNCG. They might decide to chill and dial it back a little and take round 1 by 1. Maybe we see Stonehill looking for the advantage there. As of right now, the roster is coming in, and what do you think about these 2 roster lineups?
Okay, I was about to say, it looked like Greensboro wasn't going to run a duelist, and I was like, are we throwing this back to the old TSM comp when, Wardell was running Sage? I was a little bit confused. They're hovering, they're memeing a bit. I'd like to see Stonehill do a little bit different. There's just something just a little bit different here. Obviously, having a Phoenix and a Reyna. Phoenix can flash for himself. Reyna, with her unlimited flashes, could be a little bit useful in taking mid now compared to what she used to be able to do, because you couldn't throw that flash from mid and have it blind anybody who was, watching behind that big gate. So we'll see what kind of happens here. I think Stonehill's going to round theirs out a little bit more, and I think we're going to basically see chalk here from Greensboro. They are going to drop, of course, the chamber and bring out the Killjoy and bring out a Jet this time, and that's a comp that honestly it was Optic kind of brought back that Killjoy on FNS that kind of made them kind of pseudo meta again on Ascent.
I mean, in my personal opinion, KJ seems to be an absolutely crucial agent, especially to hold down B side. I still believe that one KJ is more than enough to stop whatever kind of dominant force is heading towards B.
Well, I mean, KJ is something. We're going to see Stonehill going a little bit more aggressive with the chamber. It makes sense. They're on attack. They probably want to get some rounds in the bank, knowing that Ascent is a defensive-sided map. So I don't mind that pick at all, knowing you're going into this on offense. It is going to be a little bit harder, like you said, to hold down that B site. But you have a Raze, you have a Sova, you have a Sky, and they're running that Brimstone. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use that Brimmy Stimmy, if they are just going to need to be exploding onto sites, or if they're going to be choosing something a little bit different.
We shall see. There are opportunities for the flanks coming into this one, as I believe we have no Cypher, or I believe we do have KJ. Okay, the 1 alarm bot, sure, it should be more than enough to get those flanks covered, and what better way to just place it right here at the center field, and Priz, of course, heading towards B.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a surprise that Priz, of course, is over there. We're going to see, of course, the other side. We're going to see a little A stat going on with a little lurk action coming on from the chamber on B. Very standard setup. Jake, obviously, Jake the dog, going to be bringing out those headhunter bullets. And I mean, I've kind of seen a changing of the guard with chamber, not opting for those headhunter bullets, and instead going with the trip and the ghost to start off instead, just because you get like 95% of the value and you get more than 4 shots in the gun. I personally don't do it quite often, but I have seen it more and more as the one way already coming out to kind of deny this early A main push.
And it is, like you said, a bit of a split, as the 2 players from short already peeking in, and the first few trades come in while Pajama finds one Bush. Rather, Dean now pushing back, the ghost in his hand. Can he get the spam in? No, he can. He's caught on the reload, and it seems like Stonehill have been having a fabulous first round here, as they're already down to a 5v2 position. Metro gets one, finds another, down to a 2v2 suddenly as Pajama. Alright, brings it right back to a 1v2 here. Prison, not in a lot of health. What does he do?
I think you just have to play it out. Are they going to rotate off of this? Oh, the Mad Lads with Jake just sitting there was completely able to lurk through B entirely. might be able to completely catch the Killjoy of UNC off guard here as he's just holding this angle only at 20 HP. A body shot, you can hit him in the pinky toe, but the timing is just off. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. As they peek back out, no? Oh my God, they're just playing a game of chicken right now.
I mean, I don't believe that Priz would be able to take this round, especially already at 20 health. The door goes down, bullets coming in left, right, and center. Sight completely in Stonehill's control here as he goes for a long peek here. I'm not sure what the play is that he's going for right now.
I mean, I personally think this is genius. I mean, obviously you're gonna have to fight 2 on site. Jake the Dog doing a good job just kind of getting back onto site. The smoke's coming in as well, so you have 2 of the angles smoked off. You know, and you're gonna see if they come out, of course, of this tree angle, but they're not peeking it, so they don't have any initial intel, and it could be 2 swift headshots from Priz to potentially end the round here. He's gonna have to isolate his 1v1s.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, can he find one? Yes, he can. No bullets coming in from Jake the Dog, but Pajama doing so well and just hiding in plain sight when he needs to. But look at that from Priz. He does find 2, but it's not gonna be enough, as a little too late to spike there. Does go down in the first round. Goes to Stonehill after a long, hard fight.
I mean, it was really smart by Stonehill there to go ahead and pop that brimstone and just get out and be like, hey, Jake has position over here. The timing notwithstanding, because Jake should have had theoretically an easy kill there, and it ended up not happening because Priz was on 20 HP. But hey, Priz gets all the guns off, but it doesn't matter. It's a pistol round, right? You're basically at a free 800 credits. It's going to end up being this way, and we're going to see an eco come out for the first time so far this series for UNC Greensboro.
And let's see what they're able to pull off with the smaller pistols going up against Spectres over at Stonehill. A bit of a split push coming in over at B side as they're just checking out who is going to be present at mid. There it is, first few peeks coming in. Willie finds Dean, who's on the classic. To my surprise, not sure what the idea here is, but so far they do have the guns.
Spike down B.
That is, we talked about bullying earlier. The double satchel over through. Willie does a good job actually trading out Metro there. That shot by Metro was actually disgusting though. Just coming out blind out of the smoke and able to secure 1. Gonna see what they can get here as they just kind of shake their heads and be like, yeah, we're going for it. Why not? You're gonna push in here against, of course, a lot of guns. We're gonna see Poningo come out with this one. Tries to get a flash, can't get it. He is gonna get somebody marked with this though. As it gets wall banged off, actually, they're gonna secure a Spectre. So they have an opportunity here as that's behind. Here's Willie going with the wall bangs. Everybody going with the shots. Dean's going to find 1. Now, here's the thing. Can he take the Spectres off and get value out of this? That's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day is getting them off of their guns. He's not going to find it through Bob. They're going to be able to secure 2, and it's going to be 2-0 in favor of Stonehill.
Look at that by Stonehill. Just great defense coming in. But, you know, at the start of that round, it did seem like UNCG might be able to take the side back. Unfortunately, the Bucky coming in and not working out for this roster. UNCG now down by 2 rounds. And it is very surprising after that absolute blowout of a game. That was game 1.
I mean, maybe it just comes down to Stonehill not really knowing what's going on with Fracture. You know, a lot of teams like to bring out those odd map picks just to give themselves an advantage. It might have just been one of those scenarios where Greensboro's like, hey, we're going to bring out Fracture. Oh, but we see the Odin coming out. Nobody getting spotted, of course, with that Haunt, though. So I think they're going to assume that they're not actually playing B, but we're still going to have that Chamber Lurk, much like we saw on the initial pistol round, kind of sitting there. Is Bob going to get just absolutely murdered by that guiding light? Can actually remove him from the peak and the ability to actually support his teammate until now. With that, of course, paint shells coming through tree, not going to find anything.
And Dean on the Marshall is in a very crucial position here, but it seems like everybody from Stonehill is going to be pushing in towards mid, getting past through smokes. Bush on the Odin does find 1. His work is done as he's looking for the second one as well. Can he get it? No, he doesn't, but Penguin putting down another one from Stonehill. And it seems like UNCG, finally things have been going their way, and it is a flawless victory here in round number 3 for UNCG.
Hey, it's a bonus round. Stonehill's going to get guns again, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Actually, Bob's going to be buying another Judge. He's going to be playing was it Bunny for F4Q back in the initial days of Valorant Champions series that just would double blast pack with the most nasty double blast packs you've ever seen in your life and just judge everybody down in the face at a professional level? I think Bob's trying to bring a little bit of that magic back as we see a couple of light shields, and no, Bob's actually going to commit to the Vandal here. I'm a little bit disappointed that we're not going to see that initial A main blast back coming through, but Dean on the round 4 off. This might be disaster. Going to miss the initial shot. No, he actually gets the wall bang there, so it's going to be 32 health for Jake the Dog.
And they do realize that the flank is present over at B side, so they're going to be a little more cautious about that. Unfortunately, Stonehill rather have a different approach. They're looking for an all-out A push.
They certainly are. It's going to be interesting to see kind of what comes from this as we see Bob go ahead and secure that orb, and they are initially just rushing out of there. And I don't think mid is kind of the place where you want to go. If Dean pops out, he might be able to find some, find some damage here with that operator. And Priz has just been able to lurk the backside of mid the entire time, just playing off his own alarm bot. This push going to be delayed, but you're going to see that smoke continue to come out. And this KO knife is going to be brilliant. It's going to mark 3. As that's going to be out there, and it's just going to be tough sledding ahead. Poningo doing a great job right there. Actually going to get taken out by Masaki. The trade by Metro right there. Bob's going to get sprayed down through the smoke, and we have the initial push shut down. It's going to be a 2v4 with 1 spike on site, and there's the swing from Priz to shut down the spike carrier.
And look at that amazing performance once again from UNCG. 1 kill away from sending Stonehill back to the Stone Age, because they don't have economy going in their favor now heading into round number 5.
Nah, they're going to be throwing the good old-fashioned rocks and bows and arrows here. That is not a pun because they have Sova on their lineup. So at least I feel a little bit decent about that one. But yeah, they are traveling back to the Stone Age. They're going to be using revolvers and flint pistols that shoot 3 bullets at one time in the classic. So it's going to be interesting to see again what kind of comes out from here. Jake the Dog 3 away from that Tour de Force, so that's not really going to be anything here. I think honestly, you throw the stem beacon down, you frenzy up, and you just go for it because you do have the Brim ult right now for post plant.
Yeah, and all they gotta do is get into that post-plan situation and get the Brim to a secure position as well. But easier said than done, as they're once again looking for an A-split push here. Need on Dean, once again on the op, looking for that early peak. But no early peaks coming in from B-Shirt as we see the Sova pushing in towards B-side. Misaki, and there he is on the ghost. Can catch him off guard here. Does he go for the flash? Does he go for the early peak? Let's just wait it out a little. Realizes that there is somebody present there. Misaki now pushing in. Dean as quickly as possible puts him down to the ground, and it seems like we're already in a 5v4 position. Dean in such a great position. He realizes that he cannot be alone. Can he get for the second kill here? Holding out, and look at that amazing timing. He manages to get away nonetheless with those jet updrafts. Still looking for that first kill. Jake, can he get some?
My Dean. Oh, my Pajama's actually going to get a pick here on A main. They're going to open this up and potentially get the spike down. This is kind of what I talked about. You just have to get Sova to a secure location. Gun retrieved here by Bob as well as Pajama gets the plant down. This might be massive knowing that you have that ultimate, but it's going to come right on back. Willie here in a great position, but going to be taken away with the op and denied by Dean. And there's the ult a little bit too early. You're not going to be able to secure this one, sadly, unless you have that lineup as well. You're going to see him playing Generator, so he definitely doesn't have the lineup onto that. Is Bush going to get it with the Odin again?
Just playing Generator with the Sheriff in hand. Not much you can do against a roster like UNCG, who's bringing fire, guns blazing into a side, taking that round lead back into their own hands. UNCG, they're back in this game and they're looking as strong as ever.
I mean, they certainly are, and the economy now booming. I mean, Dean can buy another operator next round. What they do really doesn't matter. Bush hasn't died since he picked up the Odin. You know, it's just the economy is so stable right now. We're going to have Priz setting up on B. We haven't really seen a B commit come out yet. There's just another small thing that I kind of want to admit. I know you have a Sky for the util for being able to spot out people, but you have that Sova sitting there, right? And wouldn't you much rather try to get the information with the Sova and not have to commit yourself pretty deep than going the other way around? As Bush just, of course, going to spam out B because all the walls here on Ascent are made out of paper mache.
And coming back to the Soul lineup, and I have seen the man going for those drone peaks, but now the reveal hasn't been working out for him, not quite yet, as the side push towards B now failed as Bush once again on the Odin finds one. Odin, like we said originally, is not illegal, but certainly not happy about that kill. Stonehill down one man here as UCG are playing the dirty game.
Yeah, and they're looking to hit this B site, but I mean, you have the peak coming out from Dean. I'm surprised he hasn't heat checked himself yet, and this might be timing right here, and it is. Dean's gonna find the pick. Bush is gonna get another wall bang and get a headshot on Pajama to just obliterate the remainder of the Stonehill squad, and it's gonna be UNC Greensboro coming with 4 straight rounds after dropping the first 2.
And you know, just when I try to focus on one play, that is 5 different positions on the map where UNCG is doing miraculous work. So in a matter of 5 seconds, the entire roster of Stonehill is already hitting the dust. And I'm like, wow, how do they end up putting this off every single time for the past 2 and 3 rounds?
I mean, they're just util diffing. They have the gun differential right now. And I mean, until you remove Dean from that position, you're not going to be able to take mid at all. And Jake, you got to know, I mean, it's been what, 4 rounds in a row now as that drone spot's actually going to come out. Dean's going to crawl to safety here. The Skydog, the Trailblazer, is going to come out as well and get picked off. But you have to remember, they're sitting on sheriffs. It's going to have to be vital one-taps that are coming through as they explode onto site. Masaki's going to get taken out. Willie is found as well right here by Priz. Pajama going to find 1 as Dean just tries to get some shots down with the classic. Pajama actually going to find a second, but the spike still down, of course, on this A site.
And he's gonna be facing Dean, which we all know is gonna be how it's gonna be ending up. We've seen Dean on the operator being so amazingly effective with it, even at close angles, the angles that you wouldn't expect. And when you know the Pajama is just lurking about at A main, there's nothing you can do against a man like Dean, who's once again on the operator, now crawling towards A short. And a B push now coming in from Stonehill with Willie on the Odin. Alright, a bit of an Odin action here.
I mean, I definitely love seeing the Odin on Odin violence. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you're going to spam us, I might as well spam you back. We're going to see how this works out. Obviously, somebody has to shoot that. Oh, he's pre-firing it. There it is, trying to get him off the angle. You love to see it. Bush having to retreat just a little bit. Bob going to get in here with a judge and try to wreak havoc. And hey, they might be successful here. The Omen smoke, the Dark Cloud is going to come down. The Nightfall coming out as well. We're going to see if they are able to push off of this. No, they're going to bail off of it. They might go right back into Dean's arms in mid. This is terrifying.
Absolutely, they have no flashes going in. Misaki, does he use it? Goes for the heal first. You would not want to peek Dean. Alright, good reveal there. Like you said, the arrow and the real arrow becoming very useful as they're now finally pushing in towards mid. Penguin needs to fall back here. Playing a very defensive yet courageous game. Battle in hand. Metro is holding on towards B side. Stonehill, they're looking for the side. Can they find it? Stray going down. Metro struggles to find one. And B side completely under control for Stonehill.
I mean, it is, but Bush has something to say about it. A 2K with the Odin, looking for more. Willie's going to find one with the Odin of their own, so we're going to look for that violence again. Bush with 3. Wow. He's going to be looking for more as Willie is in mid. Priz is going to take out Jake the Dog, and Dean going to get the wrap and find Willie in mid. 6-2. They have not dropped a round since their first gun round, Flater. This is insanity.
Visionary, I just have one question for you. When you have the spike, why would you want to just hang out on those compromised positions, going up against Odin's left, right, and center? Go plant, get the money, hold down the side. Why would you be just going up close and personal, going through some early challenges against a team like UNCG, who have shown us what they're capable of mechanically?
That's a great question, and honestly, I don't know. It could be a little bit of ego. It could be a little bit of something else. I know, as you know, a Jet and Chambermain, egoing stuff is kind of my thing. As Dean gets 1 here, still has the dash online. He's gonna find 2. Finally, use that dash as they push up here. Brimstone gonna be ratting in the smoke. Gonna find a nice headshot and secure an operator here. So it's gonna be a 3v3. That's a very interesting start to this round. But Bush is gonna even out the odds once again, of course, with that Odin.
And Bush once again on the Prowler in hand. The flash is not going to be working out for Misaki. It's such close range. Pajama, last man alive. Does he stick around for long? No, he doesn't. Bush doesn't even need to peek. It's going to be Penguins putting him down to the ground. 7-2 Visionary. It seems like we might just be seeing another dominating game from UNCG.
Yeah, it's certainly looking that way. And I mean, to be fair, Ascent is a defensive-sided map, so I'm not going to write off Stonehill completely yet. They do have a nice comp, of course, with the Sky, with the Rays, with the Brimstone as well. And we have 4 alts online for Stonehill. So for the love of God, get a spot, get a Sova lineup, get a dart somewhere backside, get just get Bush off this angle, because he's been murdering every single offensive push that you have had towards this B site.
Early reveal coming in from the same man. Willie looking for Dean here. Does he find one? No, he doesn't. Not a lot of damage coming in, rather none damage coming in for Willie, as that is one ult already down. Jake the Dog finally pushing Bush to the ground, so an opportunity to retake B.
There certainly is an opportunity here, but Spike's going to be camping mid, and they're going to be aggressing towards mid. And I mean, obviously, Dean just going to be sitting there watching this tree entrance, but with the way he's been shooting that operator, I don't see a reason why he wouldn't try to peek out on this. Maybe get a little heat check kill here, of course, on the chamber. Jake the Dog just kind of sitting there trying to play that angle. I think his crosshair might be a little bit too low, and if you're going to go against an operator, the last thing you want is a body shot.
Absolutely. Now he does realize it's a little risky. They're just hanging out over at mid. I'm not sure who they're waiting for, because everybody so far hasn't been peeking through. Metro playing a very conservative game, deciding to hit B side as the push finally comes in from UNC, rather Stonehill, looking to push towards B.
30 seconds left.
And they go, okay, so they're systematically clearing. You love to see this, but they're running into 2 Odins. This definitely isn't a fun time for anybody that's involved. Priz gonna find one here in Boathouse. The ping's coming out. Priz gets the collapse. Priz finds it. Priz finds 4. Can he get the 5th? The ace for Priz coming out with the Odin, just camping out in Boathouse. He has a campfire. He's got some marshmallows and some graham crackers, and he's making s'mores out of Stonehill.
He's sitting in the perfect angle, and we had the best view to view Priz just steamroll through the entire team. You know, it seemed like Stonehill had this side. It was all just down to Priz, and he made it work. And it just goes to show that even at the highest ranks of this game, few rounds of Odin play hurts nobody. You can easily take rounds with this Odin.
I mean, you know what? I'm cringing a little bit inside that so many Odins are being brought out, because I kind of feel like it's BM, as of course Dean's gonna find another pick mid, dropping Misaki there, who was trying to get the flash towards that. And then, I mean, obviously you're gonna get that drone spot, but there's basically 2 sitting here with more Odins on site. I think Greensboro is just starting to have a little fun. They might be playing with their food a little bit too much here, as this Spike, or I'm sorry, the dart is going to come in. Poningo gonna find 1 there, as Bob gonna go down. Metro just deciding to teleport all over the place back to his initial position, get the smoke off, and Jake the Dog gonna be sitting here and look at Dean's position here. This is gonna be dangerous, and another one drops.
And Metro, it seemed like he was outplaying himself here with that teleport. Everybody just decided to rotate back, and he's just having fun. Or like, all right, I'm gonna be reverse psychology this play here. But once again, in a 5v2 position, make it a 5v1, as they're looking for flawless Jake the Dog at 1 HP. Nothing you can do against the wrath of UNCG. The Vandal in hand, everybody peeking in slowly. That you can hear the Odin sounds creeping towards you, and you can just counter Taze, as it's gonna be Dean finding Jake with that op headshot.
Oh my god, there's no sound cues that you can pick up on either, because there's 4 Odins just blaring in your ears from both directions. So any directional sound that you're looking for, I'm sorry, you're not going to find it. The Odin is so gosh darn loud. It's just kind of one of those things. We're going to see an Ares coming out, probably hoping for that counter spam on B main, hoping to find one, but it is going to be difficult because the Odin does penetrate much better, of course, than the Ares does damage-wise. So it might be tough sledding ahead. We're going to see what happens with Stonehill here, trying to get to that 9-3 curse.
9-3, and here is Bush once again on the Odin. All he needs is 1 sound cue, and there it is, already gunning down every single member. Will be caught off guard here, as never mind, Priz with his sacrifice make sure Bush stays alive, and he's looking for another ace, as everybody seems to be pushing right back now. Okay, they realize that they do not want to peek Bush again in this ace possibility.
Yeah, you don't want to peek Bush again, and luckily for them, Dean actually pushed off of this, so Dean's not going to be holding this tree angle, so this is about as free as mid is going to currently get, but Dean is coming back to peek this mid, and he might find a timing here. There's a small shoulder peek, kind of just waiting, knows that 1 has passed through already, as Sova trying to enter here onto 2 members of A. Dean going to get a nice shot in mid, Metro going to get a shut down there as well. Jake the Dog going into heaven, playing a little aggressive here. I definitely like the idea, especially in a 4v2, but I need to see that Brimstone find some value in Dean with the Blade Storm. I mean, what are you going to do, Pajama?
Absolutely nothing. Going against an Odin coming in from Penguin there, making it a 10-2 scoreline. And you know, the last 2 times whenever I've seen Dean play with that operator, even when he was recovering, even when he was trying to rotate, he had that angle down. So no way you're catching this man off guard even when he's on the operator. Dean has been an absolute mad lad in that first half. Going into the second one, 16-3, 5+ KD going for Priz and Dean. I mean, that's 3 players at 5 KD.
Yeah, they're putting up Call of Duty numbers. We'll just put it that way, right? I mean, you're sitting there, you're playing headquarters, you're getting yourself, you know, you're going 50-12 because you're not playing objective. That's pretty much Greensboro's world right now, and we're just living in it. I mean, virtually in the server, of course, but we're out here, we're watching a very solid team that is 5-0, looking to improve to 6-0. This is going to be tough sledding ahead. Jake the Dog here with that shorty. And 3 headhunter bullets looking to potentially possibly do some work. And there's one over the top, gonna miss the shot. Finds Bush though, so at least gets one. Dean's gonna get Willie back sight, and Metro pushing up onto this right now, looking very dangerous in this position. 2 people kind of sitting on door. Jama actually gonna push out. The Sky Flash coming out as well. Priz gonna be able to find one, and that Killjoy turret is just doing so much for this post plant scenario.
Absolutely, and Priz gunning down yet another one, all down to Misaki, the substitute coming in from Stonehill. Does he shine when he's needed the most? Finds the headshot, but it's not going to be enough to put Priz to the ground, because this man has been an absolute monster here in this pistol.
I mean, Priz finds 3, Dean finds himself, you know, 2, and nobody else has to kill anybody. It just is what it is. And oh no, okay, Greensboro, this is a little bit of BM. I mean, if y'all are all gonna go Ares for real, like that's something. We're gonna see 2 Spectres coming out from Priz and of course Dean, and 3 Ares coming out, and I'm assuming they're just gonna kind of try to spray this B main entrance down and see what they can find.
Unfortunately for them, nobody right around the sidewall to actually find somebody. But there is a reveal coming in. Priz finds one as Pajama gets a little too impatient with those gunplays. There it is. They're just pushing in. They don't even want to control side. Get the spike down. Keep pushing in. Here it is. Priz finds one. Looking for another. Misaki on the scout. Rather than Marshall. Can he find one? No, he can. Not so fast. Metro puts him down. Willie gets the trade, but it's not going to be enough as it's trade left, right, and center. Jake finds 2 before right going down to Penguins. 12-2. 1 round away from victory.
I don't know if you saw that there, but I just want to let you know that that is certified Valorant precise gunplay right there from Jake the Dog. Absolutely sprinting from left to right, gets a couple headshots with that Spectre. You definitely love to see it. The run and gun, you know, it was complained about quite a bit in the initial stages of Valorant. It got nerfed a bit. It's still, you know, can be successful, and we definitely saw it right there as we look to see a complete mid push coming out from UNC Greensboro, and they are buying heavy this round.
And you know, when a team has been dominating you this badly with that running gunplay going your way, I don't feel like UNC should feel bad. This is 12-2. They're looking for the exact same scoreline as they did last time. It's down to a 4v4 here. They just run through with the flashes once or twice. It doesn't matter. There it is, another peek coming in from Bush, and like I said, they're just running. They're just running and gunning. Look at Bush.
I mean, at least he's clearing his angles, right? I think that's all that matters at the end of the day. Bush already on site. This is going to be a strong position for Jake the Dog, but he's the only one left. So Bush is probably going to get cleared out here. He is. He's going to drop. Little pre-fire spray coming in as well. And all the utility in the world is about to be jumped on one Jake the Dog. As the flash is coming out, Metro running and gunning, trying to spray through the smoke. Jake's going to find another one, but Metro is going to get the drop. And it's going to be 2 straight 13-2s in favor of UNC Greensboro. They're going to move on to 6-0 so far, and unfortunately, of course, for Stonehenge. Or why am I saying Stonehenge again? That's terrible. That's terrible. Like for Stonehill, which you know, Stonehenge is on top of a hill, so I'm just going to go with that one. Dropping to 1-5, but it really just comes down to, at the end of the day, obviously Greensboro super confident in their ability and in their gunplay.
Absolutely. I mean, we were making predictions that this could be a clean sweep coming in from UNCG, but Stonehill, at the start of the second game, it felt like they had something going here. We were really feeling like on Ascent they might have something. You talked about how people are just caught off guard by Fracture, but there are maps where they can make things work. But UNCG, they shattered those dreams. They said, look us in the eyes. They were not giving them any more rounds. 2 rounds, that's all you want. Nothing else. The dreams shattered for Stonehill College as UNCG put in another win to the board.
Yeah, they put on another win on the back of 4 Odins and an Operator. It was definitely something to see on defense. That strat I haven't seen in quite a while. Sometimes, you know what, your aim isn't feeling crisp. You go to the Odin and just be like, hey, if I can spam 100 bullets down the, down the map, maybe I'll get a kill. They were using them very precisely and getting a lot of kills with it. Of course, the ace coming out from the Killjoy as well. It was definitely nice to see. We're going to take a quick break. After this, of course, we're going to be talking with one of the members of UNCG. So bear around, stick with us. We just saw that 2-0. We're going to get that interview in right after this.
All the doors, guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense. We've got a great way to prove that theory. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
We all got a thing that gets us out of bed or keeps us out of it. The thing we live to do, that we do for nothing at all. But don't do it for nothing. Take it to where it means everything. Becoming a leader is a choice. So if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one. Decide to lead.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon? Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. Look to science to solve problems? Wield a microscope to confront global threats. You sometimes dream in code? Become a cyber attacker's worst nightmare. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
What do you expect from that first job out of college? Working your way up from the bottom? Instead, how does this sound? Starting in a guaranteed leadership position with people who look to you for guidance because you're trained to give it, and make important decisions in critical situations. Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
Hello and welcome back to ECAC. My name is Visionary One. Alongside me for this cast of this 2-0 has been Flater. Flater, it's been a phenomenal series of matches. 2 13-2s, relatively in and out tonight, to be honest with you. So we do have a member, of course, from UNC Greensboro that we're going to be bringing on. Welcome in, Metro, everyone.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going great, brother. Thank you for asking. How are you doing tonight? How are you feeling after 2 13-2s in a row?
We're feeling pretty great. We've been doing this almost every week. It's been like the same thing, rinse and repeat. We have a good group of guys this semester, and it's showing every week.
I just have one. I have a few questions, but let's start with this first one. The fracture pick. It was a meme, right, Metro?
The fracture what?
The fracture pick at the start.
No, that's actually our comp. That's what we run.
Okay.
It's supposed to slow people down. We take a lot of space with it. It's actually our comp. It's not a meme comp. We've been practicing it for like a week now, and it suits us really well.
Yeah, it was definitely a point that we were hitting on during the early portion of the cast was, you know, if you don't run Brimstone, you kind of have to bring two controllers, and y'all brought the Omen and the Viper. And it really just, like you talked about, it got you space and it allowed you to basically lock them out of sight because they never had a sight line available to them. So I just want to commend you on that because not a lot of people realize that two controller comp can actually be extremely strong on Fracture, and y'all brought it out to, I mean, almost perfectly. Is that something that y'all have been really working on to like kind of throw off other teams? Because honestly, in college Valorant, it's pretty standard. We see a ton of Ascent, we see a ton of Haven, we see a ton of Icebox or Bind. We don't really see much else. So are y'all just trying to, you know, effectively strategize so y'all don't have to ban that map and that y'all don't have to play to other teams' strengths?
Yeah, so that is essentially what happened. We realized when we were scrimming a bunch of other teams that our Fracture just wasn't up to par, and we kind of just sat down with each other and was like, what do we do? And we saw the FPX Berlin Champions comp, which is our comp now, and we looked over the footage and was like, I think we can do that. I think it plays to our strength. We've been using it in scrims. The first day of scrims when we used it did not go our way at all, but I told everybody, let's just sit down, let's buckle down, let's try to work out all these kinks, and here we are now.
And I mean, definitely, me and Visionary were just looking at all the kind of Viper walls and the plays that were being made here, and we were all just like taking notes. Yeah, we're definitely using this in our scrim games and our competitive games. But my second question, moving on to the map Ascent, you're losing the first two pistol round. How did that? Was that like was that scary, or what exactly was the plan there?
No, it actually was not scary at all. It was kind of unfortunate. We had a last-minute call by our teammate Bush, who said, "I'm pushing. Good luck." And he does that very often. Sometimes he gets all 5, and sometimes he gets 0. And that just happened to be one of the times where he gets 0. And we knew we still won that whole map. It wasn't a big problem. It happens, but it was funny more than anything.
It's definitely nice to see your team kind of uplift you, of course. So I just have to say that obviously there's not too much to break down there. 2-13-2s, y'all did extremely well tonight. Y'all were able to handle business. Moving on to 6-0, I just wanted to ask you if you had any shout outs to anybody that you kind of want to give, or, you know, mom or dad watching at home, anything along those lines, any props you want to give out?
You know, honestly, the only people I want to shout out is my teammates, man. We came in the semester and we all just had the same idea of let's win everything. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. Let's just buckle down. Let's script when we can. Let's play when we can. Take it seriously. And we're undefeated in every league we enter this semester, and it shows every week.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, Metro, I want to say thank you so much for showing us some exquisite Valorant gameplay tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to watch you guys kind of do work and kind of meme a bit with some Odins as well. So you have a wonderful night, man. Thanks for spending your time here with us.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
And Flater, that's going to bring us to the end of the broadcast today. We're getting out early tonight. 2-13-2 maps. Do you have any final thoughts about kind of what we saw, of course, and potentially the future for this UNC Greensboro squad?
Yeah, we saw 2 quick games, and like this man said, whatever leagues that they've been going in, they've taken every single one. And you know what? The kind of confidence that man has exuberated upon us, I am not surprised that they take every single game, because these guys, they push in, they get 2 to 3 kills in a row, and like you said, they are that confident in their mechanical ability. And when you have teammates like that whom you can trust, you shout out his team, when you have teammates like that, you gotta feel good about your roster.
Yep, you certainly do. And I feel pretty good about this cast with you, Flater. It's been a lot of fun tonight. Of course, I have to give out shout outs to Cool Scoots on the sticks behind operating those cameras. Also have to give a shout out to Professor Layton behind the scenes as well, pushing all the buttons here so you can hear our voices and get the interviews and everything along those lines. And of course, shout out to ECAC for allowing us to bring college Valorant to the masses. It's definitely a ton of fun, and definitely something that I wish I had when I was in college, because I'm an old man. So it's definitely nice to see these kids get rewarded and be able to build a community throughout esports. You know, obviously sponsored by their college, able to earn some scholarship money to it as well. So Flater, for me and you, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and stick around because we'll be back tomorrow with, of course, some Overwatch and some Rocket League.
See ya.
Becoming a leader is a choice not everyone wants to make. Because all eyes are on you. Calling the shots. Inspiring others to follow. In any environment, at any scale. It's not for everyone, but if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon? Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore. Just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big. The only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense. We've got a great way to prove that theory. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
We all got a thing that gets us out of bed or keeps us out of it. The thing we live to do, that we do for nothing at all. But don't do it for nothing. Take it to where it means everything. Becoming a leader is a choice. So if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one.